Dover ferry queues. Delays persist despite extra overnight channel crossings. Ferry operators have laid on additional overnight sailings from the Port of Dover, as they work through a backlog of Easter traffic. Strong winds, a large volume of coaches, and slower processing times at border control have been cited as causes. Doug Bannister, the port's chief executive, said his team anticipated the backlog would be cleared overnight. But as of 5 o'clock on Sunday, border processing times for coaches remained at 3–4 hours, the port said. Coach passengers have been particularly badly affected since the disruption began on Friday night. Some have provided BBC News with descriptions of travel carnage, and said they had waited for as long as 14 hours to board a ferry to France. Holidaymaker Jennifer Fee said on Saturday evening that her coach was turning around and going back to London, having been told there was no chance of a ferry today. Ms. Fee sent BBC News footage of passengers camped out on the floor of a service station in nearby Folkestone, where coaches had been stacked up due to delays at the port. Many coaches stuck in Dover have been carrying school children from different parts of the UK on school trips abroad. One driver taking a group from Cardiff to Austria said they had been in the vehicle for 14 hours. Anthony Jones described a frustrating situation with no communication, telling the BBC that it appeared cars and lorries were passing through border checks ahead of coaches. Simon Calder, travel correspondent at The Independent, said processing times since leaving the EU had increased sharply, and that would seem to explain the delays. An EU border at Dover meant things were gumming up, as each individual passport had to be inspected and stamped after Brexit, he told the BBC. Delays have been compounded by coachloads of passengers needing to disembark to have their passports checked. Despite the disruption, some passengers stuck at a service station in Folkestone appeared to be in decent spirits, and were seen dancing to pass the time.